Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who've been And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro...
Ah, I see. Well, I won't lie. Sorry. I might have been...
Don't say that.
Ah, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new water. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know...
Huh? Do we really need to get that...
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important... Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too...
You don't have to twist Paimon's...
Oh, wonderful.
Alright then.
Go, Barbara, go! Ad Astra. Thank you for completing. Ad Astra. I came here several times with my father when I was little. But stop.
Oh, don't worry.
Ah, in that case, I'll...
Ooh, everything looks so good.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food's good, I'll...
And if it's not...
Well, then I'll still bring everyone.
Yeah. Oh, we called this a...
Oh, true. Very true.
Huh? Paimon didn't mean that... Speaking of cases, do you think that the mastermind...
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it.
If it hadn't happened right in front of us, Paimon wouldn't have ever believed...
Right? Yet it was because this was such a preposterous...
Ugh. If only that guy could have finished speaking! We were...
In such investigations, even the smallest step can seem like a yawning chasm. To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities... It's not that I don't have faith. It's easy to guard against, which is exactly why the Spina... Those highfalutin...
Seems Paimon thought things were...
It's all right. Let's talk about something else. Like, what are your future plans?
That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak to her after the trial ended.
I see. So, your primary objective... I've heard that there's a long line of people...
Yeah, we've heard that...
Well...
Guess that's Spina di Rosula's boss for you. Chock full...
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the opera. I'm sure Lady Farina would be eager to see the ending, and would agree in order to finish watching the play.
Could you suggest something a little more practical? This plan...
All right, here's another. Find a way to conceal yourselves under her bed. Then, wake her up. I can personally testify that this one works. When I...
That might work, but that's...
Valid point. All right, you did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations.
You mean that if we catch her, why don't we give it a try after?
Huh? Paimon.
What? Sorry about that. Paimon wasn't really paying attention, and the cup was right next to Paimon.
No, it's fine. We're just about done here.
All right. Honestly, Paimon...
Is that so? Huh. If we're all finished eating...
Yeah, we're... Oh, so full. Paimon can barely float anymore. Nah, that would be so... No.
Okay. As for
Hey, Navia! What are you doing over there?
Oh, nothing. It was...
Let's get ready to try to meet the Hydro Archon again. But...
So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in in any case, I would...
See ya! There aren't many people around anymore. Looks like that boat we took to Araneas might have been the last one.
Vache.
Looks like we're back here again. Huh? Traveler?
Vache?
Hey, why are you still... Huh? Hang on. Hey, Traveler? Stop walking! Come on, wake up!
Vache, are you... No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Wait. My memories feel like they have been washed. How much have I lost? How many things that I once held... Yes, that is what I was. I do not know how I came to be... I also... No matter where I... But now... No! The thought of me gives... If you meet Vache... Perhaps that is... If only I could have comforted him. Is that what you call it? It was a state of need. I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time. I think I hear your companion. Farewell then.
Wake up! Come on, hurry! Navia's outnumbered!
Demoiselle, look out!
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex. Chlorand? Quick, now's our chance! should thank you for lending us your sword there, Clorand. But before I do so, could you explain how you managed to show up here?
I followed you.
I believe that following someone without their knowledge...
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his trust. He would do the same.
Do not speak!
Sorry, demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorand.
Sorry,
Whatever. What else do you know?
I doubt I know much more than you. But I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearance... Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
And what about these Gardamex? I thought only those associated with...
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago. They are not the ones used by the authorities to enforce the law. I can only conclude that...
What? Your point being...
Yes. Be careful.
I will continue investigating, no matter what. Regardless.
I do not think that...
Right. I suppose that's the best news we've gotten today.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Clorand was being sincere with you. If we try...
I know, I just... She's...
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done. Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia and her gang... Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clorand who came out to save us too! We got...
Oh, come now. Forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really a farewell meal we had. As such, we're still...
It will take 50 years for me to match Demoiselle's magnanimity.
If it were me, I would have joined the Spina di Rosso.
All right, you two. That's enough.
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger? You sure did show up in the nick of time.
Well, to be honest...
Huh? Really?
Yes. All thanks to you grabbing my drink by mistake. After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases when I suddenly thought of what you said. That the Fanta tasted kind of so... Fanta only comes in sweet flavors. So how could it have tasted...
So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the primordial sea?
Yes. So if you hadn't drunk that...
Spina di Rosula.
Huh. Really?
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate. But whoever... That's when I figured out that you might be in danger and hurried here as quickly as I could.
But why would they go after us too?
Well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of, and almost got their name in the process. Speaking of which,
Well, it can't be coincidence that the Traveler... Oh, and this time Paimon... Does that mean the primordial seawater raises...
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing.
New intel? While you were out...
Well, let's hear it, shall we? Oh. Vache. That name doesn't ring a bell. Since he saw that young woman dissolve, he was at... But he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolving in the primordial seawater. Could he have been... Yes, thank you. Oh, you mean you'll help us investigate?
Well, you did say that our farewell meal didn't really count. That means we're still partners, right? And besides, we're in this now whether we like...
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so...
You talk too much. Well, in that case, we also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can...
Don't worry, you two.
da 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 da.
Well, there'll be an extra fee for that.
I wonder when I'll be as tall as my big sister. It's right up ahead.
I've been keeping watch, demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious thus far.
Very good.
I shall find rooms for our...
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's continue travel.
This is your base? It's not quite what Paimon imagined.
Your accommodations have been arranged. Under the present circumstances, I can confidently say it's the best we have.
Well, our funds have been a little tight lately. After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical profiteering. In fact, our funds often come from citizenry who support us.
Seems like it's tough times for everyone. But if you have the support of the people, that does sound like it's worth it.
To be honest, our financial situation was a lot better back when my father was in charge a few years ago. I'm afraid I'm not quite his equal.
Your father... he was the previous boss of Spina di Rosula, right? How did he...
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me to explain.
No. I'll explain it myself. I suppose I couldn't run from this topic forever. And, as partners, this is something I hope they can understand. My father's name is Callus. Yes, the same one they call Callus the Unfaithful in the streets. 3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend. But he chose a duel to defend his honor, instead of standing trial. He died in the duelist's ring.
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. I'm sure he was set up. At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up and prove his innocence. But strangely, he not only requested the duel himself, but rumor has it that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the duel, he refused to surrender, determined to die in the arena. 3 years later, I still don't understand why he did that. How could he protect his honor if he's dead? If anything, he gave up his chance to defend himself. The closest piece of info I have is that my father—
Ah, so that's why you're so
That's right. However, I believe that if the murder case— I must know what really happened. If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact, and now, here I am in—
Demoiselle, please, if there—
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. Master Callus did so much good in life, yet all it took, even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our...
Wait! If Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people at least be a little suspicious when he was accused?
No. Perhaps people just revel in that. People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf, but they also enjoy watching good people fall into an abyss from one slip-up just as much.
But how could... Never mind. If Callus was really falsely accused, we have to find the truth. He didn't deserve to have that—
There is one other.
Oh! Her? Well, then... Isn't that a... Yeah. That's not the sort of thing that you can just let go and move on from.
Miss Clorand has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature of the duel. If her opponent doesn't yield, she knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but seeing how there was only ever one choice, she could...
It's not that I don't understand her at—
Don't worry, Navia. Paimon knows how you feel. You don't have to force yourself to do that.
Afterward, Miss Clorand told us that, yes, that is our understanding as well.
Oh, all right. Anyway, that's the information I wanted to share with you. Thanks. You two should go and rest. This was quite a day after all.
Yeah.
Please, relax and get some sleep. We will ensure you... Whether it be responsible, this won't do.
Paimon slept so well. Huh? Navia? Where did the other two...
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin.
Paimon gets the feeling they... But...
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did—
Wait, so you didn't sleep at all?
How could I?
Guess Paimon wasn't speaking.
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence. It does— I suspect—
Does that...
No. There— And that is the archives kept by Chief Justice Neuvillette. A place where detailed file— If the OC—
So Neuvillette maintains an... In that case, let's go talk to... Aren't you coming along, Navia? Adventuring underground is way more fun than I thought.
Path. Those parts. It's taking him so long.
Palais is right up ahead. Come on.
Halt! Please state your business here. The chief... This place does...
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't...
See? They've got...
Yep. Paimon can... If you're here just to crack jokes...
No. What I meant...
Oh, yes.
We're here today to
Is that even...
Of course. Don't worry. We're here on official business. You can trust us.
All right then, I'll let you through. The chief just...
Thanks so much.
Please come in.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalet.
It's all right. Please let me know.
So you're not mad at us?
We're looking for a man called...
Ah, I see.
Who knew that Nervalet would be so easy to talk?
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vache has been involved in any... There are no records of him either in the files or in my...
Traveler? What if
Is that so? I'll write that.
Ahem. Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus, was a true...
And what? Are you trying to console me? Extend your sympathy? Or just No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no It's just like last time. After you even told me then, in your eyes, the value of if you truly why didn't you give me the power to stop him? Everything was hanging on. There are still so many things. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes.
I'm sorry.
You and my father are true. It's not so much that you can't. Oh well. And my apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Navia...
I'm fine.
You're right.
Now that I think of it, on the...
What is it? Did you think of something?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered. That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that. But didn't find anything of value. Oh? Wait.
So you're saying that the... Yeah! And if...
I really think I've... All right.
Yeah! We're gonna make progress for...
Do you want to go with me now? Great. Let's go then.
Whoa! What a huge ship! What?
There's no need. My father was the one who asked. A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright...
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said... Paimon was confused, but now that Paimon has seen this ship for her...
Well, Poisson is where... Melus, we're back!
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our... You said before that you still had...
You still remember?
Yes, the case was quite...
Could you tell us a bit...
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, at a glance, it was...
Wait!
Yes, he did. If you drink synth for... And if you were to stop... As he oversaw
Boss's uncompromising Not only that...
Yes. But recognizing that, the man's name was Jacques that night. But then...
Huh?
Sounds just like Lenny's. Looking back on it, though... Precisely. But, considering it now, you're right.
Jacques was an empathetic... I think this... On that note, however... Even our opponent, even though Spina, there is no need...
If that's indeed what he wished for, was I not the closest person to him? What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he... Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful. Did he think I just I've never accepted that. Ever. Not since that... I want to find out the...
Davia.
This is indeed the best moment to act. Your partner appears to be...
So you do know something else, Maloof?
Yes, I do. But what drove all...
What?
And the serial disappearances case caused him great anxiety. 5 years was nowhere near, and knowing all of this, he decided to use one. But as long as you remain safe, if something were to happen...
Right, so no...
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though...
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared to look sick to me.
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the Unfaithful was still far preferable than losing...
So he chose to die...
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correct. If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want to... I'm sure he'd be
That fool. No. He might have set up everything precisely because... Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where... Yeah. I suppose that's true. With the way he'd set things up, but thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. In this case... Malus, what was the key evidence that he shared with you?
It's the location where synth is produced. Essentially... It's the enemy's headquarters. When he was threatening the enemy, Boss didn't share the specifics of the incriminating evidence he found. But if you want to use it...
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we just go...
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous organization. There's no telling what might be like, but a single visit to their headquarters would be tantamount to a formal declaration. The worst case would be that we leave empty-handed, but also open ourselves up to full
Then, in that case, why not work with the Fontaine authorities?
Well, you saw one of...
That's true. But things are different now. It should be a lot easier to prove the other side's guilt, now that we've connected Synth with a disappearance.
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this, Malus.
I am the butler, after all. I live but to I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk.
Thank you for all of that, Malus.
Let me think. When I announced orders to the organization, if the vendors didn't change their plans, then the individuals, after several rounds of testing and the first is Florent.
Huh?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the thanks to his position within bosses there's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of Confrérie.
Uncle Marcel.
It's a guild in Poisson. In the beginning, they were...
So, they're like a sister organization?
Yes, you can say that. When we were it's a bit difficult to imagine someone using their own money to hunt down themselves.
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information. Although the guards, since Thierry is always in...
I see. These are all people who I communicate with quite regularly. To think that the enemy we've been fighting against...
If you want to investigate...
Of course.
You're too kind. And before I forget, after that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter were taken into the Spinas. If it might help...
Oh, thank you so much, Malus.
A new case awaits, my dear partner. I hope we can work together.
It is settled, then.
Thank you for arranging everything.
Excuse me, miss.
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her.
I'm sorry.
If it's about...
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques?
You don't understand.
I didn't know how to face you. I know. Only...
I'm sorry. On the matter regarding...
Would you mind sharing it with me?
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me he had many regrets. So when Mr. Callis, he tried to be his...
They found out...
Papa didn't say that.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only... I don't know that for sure. But... Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callis had always taken... Even if he fired the...
But Mama, Papa always wanted to...
Well...
Yeah.
Then you should hold on to that, regardless of what...
Oh.
Thank you. For everything.
Thank you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
You really think so? That's...
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next. Florent should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city. I'll get myself together on the way, so please don't worry.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House. Someone got...
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth.
It also reminded me. After my partner here put the dots together for... Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
After that, my first reaction was that... But when I got there...
So you also...
Indeed. The guard said that the first shot didn't... Reason being, Mr. Callis had left his gun on the table. I even made sure to... But according to the guards, that doesn't mean he couldn't have had other guns on his person. About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there was a...
At least from our perspective, the gun he was holding?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But hold on. He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine. And did he lose all faith in...
About that, Malus told... I'll tell you everything, once the whole truth has been revealed.
I understand. Then I'll leave Mr. Callus's honor and if I may just say one more thing. Many people have but it was Mr. Callus's trust that allowed no matter what others might say. He'll always be the man I respect the most. And
Don't worry. I will definitely find that you and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve to know the truth as well. Hey, Thierry! It's me!
Oh!
Oh, so you...
Oh, okay.
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of...
I mean, where I work, Callus did a fantastic job running the town. It would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high... Anyway.
Yes. What happened at the Opera House made us realize that Linny...
I get it. You think there... If you want to go through the original files...
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I have another...
Of course. Without them, why do you ask? We definitely can't use them to forcefully get more evidence.
Well, you see, just recently, we were attacked by a horde of unknown... So, if you, hypothetically...
Then you think too highly of my abilities. Dispatching mecha is, if I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. If you try to make unreasonable demands, removing a serial number is also... So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units. They're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be...
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Oh, thank you for the vote of confidence, Navia. Jokes aside, I'll be staying in the city for a...
Hello. How may I help you?
I'm here to see Marcel.
Sure. I will let him know.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young...
Oh, it's all right. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened.
Yes, I've...
Oh!
That's right. I also witnessed your... To beat the Hydro...
Oh,
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is...
Uncle Marcel, you...
Yes,
Exactly. I still don't have much salt.
Oh.
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also, if not for the vigilance of...
Alas. But rest assured, Navia, if anyone dares to...
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. Do you have any new thoughts?
The confrérie was... Then I heard the sound of a...
Oh, it's okay.
Sounds good. All my wealth comes from Callus's...
Go, Barbara, go!
We've talked to all...
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
I suppose that's to be expected, though. If a single conversation's all that's needed to find them out, then anyway, even though we didn't make—
But where should we start? Ah, you're right!
According to Jacques' family member,
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Oh? And why is that?
Ooh, that's a good point.
Huh. So, what would make more sense from his perspective? Makes sense. Besides Jacques, it's obvious that
Do you think he...
given everything that's happened, but who among the 3 suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex? Florent? But,
So you're saying...
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think... Thierry, you say? But I didn't feel...
Yeah. If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find...
Uncle Marcel, and with funds from the conference, still really... Also, wouldn't... Who could it be? You know, if you think...
Could we be missing other suspects?
The suspect is not... Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how...
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Yes. Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extremely risky. We need far more solid proof before we can hope to go charging in on our enemy.
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been looking for you.
Huh? Aren't you the guy from the guards? Did something happen?
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've got another trial on our hands.
Wasn't that place built...
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
What? Is that someone you know?
Yeah, we know him. Maybe even a little too well.
Well, he's been...
Wait, how?
That's what I thought. If the charge against him stands, then it'll...
Right.
Yeah.
Huh? Split up? What do you mean? Since this is a... You're right. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to...
We'll help you. Just...
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany.
I'm ready.
Ah, Malus, Silver.
We heard that you... It's our hope that...
Thank you.
See you then! Now that Navia has set out for Irenaeus, we should also get going. The location has already been marked on the map, so let's head over. Huh. According to Malus's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance. Go, Barbara, go! it. Huh. So this is the entrance that leads to the... You're right. Navia's probably...
It would appear that I must do you accept the...
To be perfectly honest, however, I did hear... In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I've got to admit, that's when I privately sparred with her last time. She was obviously holding...
Hey! Don't you understand?
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Arc? Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of...
No.
Alas, it would appear that communicate... In that case, let me...
That case had nothing to do... Huh? What? What?
I told you... Miss Navia, this is... But that was an
Oh, please. We can put the discussion aside for now. And if my...
Oh. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me...
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia.
That person... Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabaret... Huh? What Confrérie?
I've heard of them, but...
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, and if the charge fails, depending on...
Yes, I do.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia, members of the guards, please Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
Apologies, sir. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably...
Very well.
I would like to take only through elusive...
Navia, come on. If that's enough to make me a...
exactly correct, Your Honor.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina, during the banquet, when the guests arrived at the scene, the guards' investigation did not recover any other. The suspect did not dispute this. Callis was defeated by champion duelist Clarand in... These are the known facts about the case.
The one with... after that... However, we should... Something's not... The testimony of the victim's family, however, unfortunately... This assassin, a pile of clothing was... But now, since it was... Realizing this,
So that's what happened. Wait,
What a great theory!
Mr. Marcel.
But I think...
Then, may I ask one?
I may not have the evidence. We should be able to, considering the
That makes sense.
Why do I feel...
Maybe she's scared of an...
Alternatively...
My second question has to do with the Then why didn't Mr. Callis explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had...
I've thought about this too. And the answer, the dissolving power of water from the primordial sea, is an important secret for the true culprit of the serial... My father could have exposed it for all to see, but he chose to take it to the grave. At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits. and his reputation had already been shattered. What was certain, however, was that it would pay—
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had—
What? If the secret had gotten out, the culprit— Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter, but what good would that do? How had this opera house ever given my father any kind of— But by staying silent, I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to turn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge,
So, you mean to say—
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is— I don't need your apology, but since he entrusted his will to you—
so—
As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken account in my line of work. Just one look and I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callis—
Since that's your testimony,
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have—
Right? What she said was fast.
Wait, weren't they just talking about—
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are— In my father's case, the culprit and at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone. The culprit could only time their actions so precise— Coincidentally.
So that's why I'm used to it, though.
No need to appeal to—
I won't try to refute. On top of that, does a person have to be physically No, I know that even with that, alas, who won't feel at least a little— But if I were to dismiss— Do you know what the
I suppose—
It's timing. I'm a businessman in addition. But the
I do apologize.
No.
Is there anything else? You can also take a look at my border entry records. Or ask my friends, could those records and testimonies do something to appease the
seems like she— At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely—
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting, but aren't you going against all of his wishes? He wished for you to become more— Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into things.
This isn't just about me. The biggest difference between the people whose family— Many people's image— And whose— Is it a man— Oh. So you—
I've merely—
I was—
go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up. the water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top. But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Push your luck. What's the...
Fire! Well, with rock umbrella warfare, I guess. Ready, steady, go! Wingblade! Though, as expected, that's right. Oh, look! There's an important-looking basin over here, and it's full of water. That means this is where they make all the If you dilute it with normal, Paimon will take notes on the... What's written? Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems... This should prove the existence presence of the third person, right? We still have not. The old dog's he can act whenever he wants to make our life. I concur. Let's send some. Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups. They're all just so What's all this? Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but... Huh? You mean the girls from the serial disappearances? They were brought here, and then... and all the boxes of things. These names... What's this over here? Looks like some kind of experiment numbers. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22. Sorry, traveler. Paimon will try her best. How can someone write something that terrible in such a matter of fact? You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going. So that's why he did. Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane! Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. Ah, you mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments? So that's it? No, that's not it either. If that's the case, in any case... Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the... Mixing in progress. Whoa! There's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep, it's... We've looked at almost everything. Yeah, we haven't found anything that... No wonder even Nervalette wasn't able to find anything. That way, even if we bring all this back to the... Sure thing. Vache's lovers? Then you found her diary. Aw, it's just so many. The final name, Marcel. Wait, but hey!
And whose image? Is it a man? Oh, so you do know that.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Navia! We're back!
As expected of my part.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules?
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalette. Given their confidence.
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've...
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we after your lover. You even created
So that's it. And with that,
This information well, Marcel. You fixated your gaze on the lover, so you never...
You also never
Or our determination to see...
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to.
Do you think... Pay attention to you? What for? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even they said there's no way Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! You only have yourselves to blame. Vignier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she... But I'm not from this blasted place. So...
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve! Do you all see? I did all of that. And I spent my entire life...
The suspect is exhibiting signs of...
Don't touch me! Vignier, please, Vignier.
At this point, the verdict of this...
Fine by me.
Traveler, please submit... The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vache and worked as an adventurer with his partner. During an underwater expedition, Vignier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved. Vache learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young. To cover his tracks, he invented the... During the course of his research, Vache discovered that a diluted concoction... However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and after exchanging blows, although the assassination did not go as Vache expected, he was able... And just recently. However, his attempt to frame... Thus concludes... The Oratrice will now... According to the judgment of the Oratrice, guilty.
guards, take...
Good. It's what...
With that, the serial disappearance...
We really just witnessed history.
Who would have... Yippee! He's heard so many in it... Huh? Are you okay?
Demoiselle, you were...
The day our late boss...
Yeah.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to. So, if you'll excuse me...
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
Ugh, what now?
According to court...
Oh, come on.
Please respect the laws of...
All right.
Through evidence presented in the guilty party has been identified. We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique. According to the judgment of the guilty.
What?
Hey! What's with this verdict? Is your...
Huh? This has never happened.
I mean, have you ever heard...
But weren't the charges about the serial...
The judgment of the guards, please...
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Hey, Monsieur Nouvelette, what's going on?
Apologies. All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
I don't know.
What does Lady Verena mean by that?
She says she has no...
Yeah, so are the...
My dear, don't tell me. You thought...
But the way she looked just now, it was...
However, give it... And... if you thought child had nothing to do with this, everything, all shall be... Now, having said that... Oh...
So she chose to...
So you're saying we shouldn't put much...
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, it's unlikely. However, please be...
All right. Even though we feel pretty badly for him, we'll take your word for it for now. After all, he's done plenty of
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him!
Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
Marcel! What are you doing?
Stop resisting arrest! See...
No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you... I erased all records of that.
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up.
Really? The Fountain of Lucine? Then... Please give me a chance to talk to her again.
What? Given it...
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course!
Humans. Very well. I will...
Your Honor.
I will go with him. You do not need to worry about any escape.
Thank you. Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Yeah, and even...
Vache!
Ah!
Yes, that's it! So...
Vinier, it's me!
Vache?
I'm here!
Hey, wait!
Vignere, is that you? It's me, Vache! Vignere!
Vache, you...
It's been more all this time. Only the thought of bringing you back. I must be... Vignere, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live...
But Vache, if you ask...
What are you...
If not for you, if not for you, if not for you, it's all because...
You... Wait.
You're right. Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our conscience, our thoughts circulated, and I'm Cressy. I'm Lemonade, the only one...
Why? But that...
She doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril of her consciousness is avoiding you. This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives. But did you ever consider whether... You are a liar. The only thing you are not. From the moment your first victim died, and her consciousness merged with...
No!
You still don't... But on top of that, she said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you.
Vache.
Vache? Vache?
Vache.
Vache!
Vache.
Vache! Drown.
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
Huh. Well met, partner. I knew something great was going to happen when I woke up in such a good mood.
Even this weather can't put...
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hey, Navia! It's been a few days. Paimon's already...
Oh, now that I believe.
Sounds like...
It's just been one thing after... Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. This time, though, everyone in...
So his name's...
It's been the...
That... Oh, by the way... well...
Huh? So you know...
Yeah, way back... I believe the story was called The True Heart of Darkness. To be fair, though, it was a really flattering feature. So, she was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece on the serial disappearances case.
Oh, yeah. She told...
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys... Oh, and in other news, I also took Clarand out for a meal.
Oh, are you two on better terms now?
While you were investigating Vache's headquarters, it was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide.
Oh, that's...
Anyway, now that the... Oh, actually...
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave. And on top of that...
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
We want to go too!
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share the moment with me. After all, without you...
And in that case, everyone, let's be off.
Yeah, you're right. Huh. This is where my father's grave is.
Huh? Isn't that Nervalette? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh? Navi?
My apologies.
Don't say...
Sorry about...
Oh, I was trying to... I wanted to show my father how much I've grown. But still, I doubt I've grown to the...
In that case?
In any case.
There was once a time when I didn't want to believe... Oh, rather than that, it's probably more... Which is also why I didn't stop. I believed that... But Mr. Callis proved me utterly... If not for his sacrifice, Mr. Callis made the... And in the end... A justice that's hot. So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to me. This regret has filled me. That high and mighty chair in the Opera Epiclese indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for...
So, you're actually...
Sorry about that. Self-expression is not what...
Didn't I just...
So no, let's not disturb them for... Paimon's never paid respect... Huh? Oh no. Anyway, Nervalette is still standing around there. It's...
Oh, it's you two.
We ran into...
I see. Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be...
So,
Truthfully, that name... There used to be a special sea on the... Most of Tevat's life.
Huh.
But today, the What Vache discovered must have been some kind of...
Huh.
Indeed. Why would the To be frank, that all... Is there anything... Your sibling, another blonde-haired traveler. If he ever stepped foot in Fontaine, is there any... That the sea levels will... Does that appropriately...
That's right!
Yes, up to the... Rumors have it that...
A prophecy?
2 parts of the prophecy. Speaking of the... If the rumors were true...
But...
Is there anything... My apologies. However, I still... For many years, as a divinely... Not only can it... Which is all to say... I was not aware... In any case, I am... Based on Farina's... While we do intend to... If we did in...
If you ask Paimon...
Is there anything... Very well. It will soon be time for me to leave this...
You really are...
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so...
All right. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped. You know, we've been walking around for a while now. Why don't we go back to the Spina di Rosula base and...
Do not... Um...
da 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 da.
Are you tired? Try my new spicy energy drink. I'm sure it'll wake you up.